Mirandus is an open metaverse MMO RPG that I think is about to change gaming forever and bring us one step closer to the Oasis. Let's break it down. This open world adventure RPG from Gala Games can be best described as an open world survival metaverse with the visual style of maybe like the Book of Life with Channing Tatum. The game looks to have similar mechanics to other open world survival games like Valheim, Rust, and even Minecraft to a degree, with crafting, gathering resources, farming, and battling in-game monsters being central to the gameplay. However, there's one massive difference that completely sets this game apart. The economy in Mirandus will be fully created and run by the players. Instead of purchasing in-game items found from NPCs, you'll actually purchase them from other players within the world as NFTs. Players can own land, build shops and farms, and even create entire towns. Or you can actually rent out your land for others to set up shop and earn rental income. Now, there's no maps and no pre-written storylines. This game will play out as the players build it. Almost every town, shop, and farm in the game that you might wander upon is there because another player put it there. The entire economy will be developed by the players, and almost all in-game items will be NFTs. If something is easy to craft and anyone can make it, it likely won't sell for very much in the markets. However, if something is much more difficult to obtain, the demand will drive the value up, and in turn, drive the value of your NFTs up. Players will also own their own character, called an exemplar, and similar to Valheim, players will be able to level up the various skills of the character. If you use a bow and arrow a lot, you'll likely level up your bow and arrow experience quickly. If you use magic a lot, you'll likely level up your magic experience quickly. Now, the experience that your character earns will actually stick with that NFT, making it possible to continually improve the value of your character NFT through grinding it out in the game. Now, let's talk about Materium. You'll also be able to explore the world and battle in-game monsters to earn Materium. Materium could be used for things like boosting abilities, casting spells, crafting, teleportation, and obviously, rising from the dead.
No! I don't want him to start over at the graveyard! No! Ah!
Materium will also be an ERC20 token. That means that if you don't use it in the game, you can take it to a site like Sushi Swap and swap it for ETH.
And the demand for that Materium will always exceed what it is that players are able to harvest out of the world. And it creates kind of a circular economy where we can give it out when you kill things, but the demand will be really, really high. People trying to suck it back into the game to push deeper into the world.
There are so many ways to play this game in a way that can earn players real world money. You can set up a shop and sell crafted items. You can own land and rent it to others. You can mine and battle for Materium. You can level up your character and resell them. The opportunities in this game are endless. And the gameplay itself looks really, really fun. It reminds me of Valheim a bit. Did I mention that I really love Valheim? Now, the CEO of Gala Games co-founded Zynga Games, which you actually may recognize as the company behind games like Farmville, Toon Blast, and Words with Friends. And Michael McCarthy, the visionary lead behind Mirandus, has worked on popular game franchises like Fallout, Farmville, and The Sandbox. The talent behind this game is top-notch and really has the industry experience to turn this into something huge. This is a game we're keeping a close eye on here at the Hard Fork Gaming compound because the gameplay reminds us of games that we love. The open economy really feels like the future of metaverse gaming. The methods of earning are plentiful, and the veteran team behind this really seems like they have the right stuff to make it all a reality. Now, release dates have not been announced yet for this game, but there have been several successful playtests, and the game appears to be progressing really quickly. Now, in order to play this game once it's live, you do need to own an exemplar NFT. If you purchase your exemplar on the Gala Games marketplace, they actually sell for over $600, but this appears to essentially be minting a new one. If you want to snag one on the secondary market, you can actually head over to OpenSea and get one for roughly $100 right now. This NFT requirement might hold back the growth of the game a bit in the beginning because it might be a bit too steep of a barrier to entry for your everyday gamer. However, Gala Games does claim that they'd like to eventually make the game completely free to play, even without an NFT. I really hope that's the case because a game world run by investors who are willing to pay high prices for the NFTs as opposed to actual players in the game could be a hurdle that this game runs into. Either way, I'm super excited about this concept and I can't wait to see where Gala Games takes this. This game and the groundbreaking concept that it brings to the table could bring us one step closer to the Oasis.
A teacher once asked me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Like most kids, I said professional athlete or astronaut. But I lied. The truth is, I've always wanted to be a wizard. A wizard like Harry Potter, or Gandalf, or even Doctor Strange, minus that goatee. So when I look back at all my NFT purchases over the years, none make me more proud than my wizard, Geomancer, Merlin of the Reach. From the Forgotten Runes Wizard Cult, a collaborative of 10,000 unique wizard NFTs created by a group called Magic Machine. What makes Forgotten Runes Wizard Cult NFT project so unique? It's all about lore, not floor. When you own a wizard, you have the rights to build them out and create their history. Each wizard's story is stored on the blockchain and compiled in the Forgotten Runes Book of Lore. The Forgotten Runes Wizard Cult has many vibes. Think Lord of the Rings, plus Game of Thrones, plus Dungeons and Dragons, all rolled into one. The Forgotten Runes Wizard Cult first minted back on June 29, 2021. Since then, there's been many developments. And there's also been a ton of airdrops, including Forgotten Ponies and Forgotten Warriors. On the horizon, there's even a Forgotten Runes show in development with Titmouse Animation, and it's going to be pitched to Netflix. Now, Titmouse has developed such shows as The Venture Bros, Midnight Gospel, and the D&D-based series Legend of Vox Machina. Also, Forgotten Runes has partnered with AAA game studio Bisonic to develop an MMO create-to-earn game inside the Forgotten Runeverse, which is a vast, massive multiplayer pixel art world built around the Forgotten Runes NFT collection. The first community land sale for the Runeverse will occur later in 2022. And it will include the ability to purchase homesteads, settlements, and villages. So make sure you go to premint.xyz/Forgotten Runeverse to get allow listed. Since its inception, the Forgotten Runes community has become one of the most committed and creative in the NFT space. With the Runeverse land sale on the horizon, the Forgotten Runes Wizard Cult looks primed and ready to change the game on what it means to be a successful and sustainable NFT project.
Let me ask you a question. If a tree fell in the woods and no one was there to hear it, did an entire universe just get destroyed? Well, if you're playing Treeverse, that's a real possibility. Treeverse is an open-world MMO RPG that was heavily inspired by games like Journey, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Valheim. And of course, trees. This game couldn't have been made possible without trees. In 2021, Treeverse put out a playtest of a game concept that was well received. It had the look and feel of an original NES game, but with multiplayer. However, they recently ditched that look for a new modern, sleek look that's more in line with what you'd expect from a modern mobile game. There hasn't been a ton of information released about the actual gameplay of this revamped version yet. However, we do know that it will start out as a game for your phone, but will eventually be ported over to PC as well. In the game, you'll start your journey in the city of Elderwall, protected by the World Tree. You'll explore the open world, battle mythical creatures, forge unique weapons, and slay bosses to test your skills. The game is being developed by Endless Clouds, and the head honcho behind this project, Loopify, has described the game as the RuneScape of blockchain games. There are currently 3 types of NFTs associated with this game. There are NFTs, which will bear fruit for the owners in the game, which will be sellable, and there's only 421 of these, so the price is kind of at a premium. Plots. This is the land inside of Treeverse. There are only 10,420 of these. And finally, there are timeless NFTs. These are unique character skins that are cosmetic only, but will be usable across multiple games, including World Wide Web, a game that Buffalo recently covered here on Hard Fork Gaming. So if you really love trees, then Treeverse is for you. However, even if you hate trees,
Who did this to you?
here's some reasons we're excited.
I'm so excited to try it!
The person behind the project, Loopify, is an influencer in their own right. There's a veteran team behind the project that's worked on games like League of Legends, Rainbow Six, and Spider-Man. They create a killer update post once a month to keep their community tightly in the loop. They've received investments from companies like Anaboka Brands and Skyvision Capital, and pretty much all the cool kids are talking about them.
Treeverse.
Treeverse, ladies and gentlemen.
Treeverse.
I like that.
That's dope.
With all that in mind, we think Treeverse is a game worth keeping an eye on. A release date for the next playtest has not been announced, but their blog claims they're on pace to have a playable game by the end of 2022.
Remember Saturday mornings as a kid, getting lost in an 8-bit oasis of adventures? Adventures like Super Mario Bros., Zelda, and Final Fantasy. Now fast forward 30 years, you still love those games, but you also love crypto. Well, you're in luck. Introducing World Wide Web, an interoperable pixel art MMORPG metaverse created by Thomas Webb, who goes by hacker.eth. World Wide Web minted on November 28, 2021 with a collection of small, medium, and large apartments, plus 69 penthouses. Nice. World Wide Web had a successful mint, selling out quickly, and the secondary market was on fire. Parties in World Wide Web were popping up every day, with participants able to attend as their NFTs that they held in their wallet. You see, what really separates World Wide Web from the other Metaverse projects is super easy interoperability. Being able to run around in a social metaverse as the NFT you own is the next wave of utility the whole crypto space is needed. Landowners have access to many new tools like the apartment builder, which has led to some amazing builds, like an exact office replica from the show The Office, plus a bunch of really unique and creative layouts. As World Wide Web continues developments, mini-games are being created, like battlers and racing games. A software development kit will be open for everyone to create mini-games inside of the World Wide Web, with no coding experience required. World Wide Web has also partnered with GameStop and Immutable, which will bring their fast, gas-free transactions to World Wide Web with over 1 million NFTs in-game. Many top NFT communities have already been integrated into the World Wide Web metaverse. So look out for bigger parties, crazier quests, and a whole lot more as version 2 approaches release.
Big Time is set in the distant future at the very end of time. A company called Paradox Corporate now owns Time, selling time collisions, which are basically these little purple portal thingies into the past. Now, think of the term Big Time in the same way people use the term Big Oil or Big Pharma. The company who owns Time is Big Time. Anyway, about those portal things. These time collisions, they started crashing into each other, and well, that's causing some problems. It's kind of making time and space collapse in on itself, which, you know, kind of sucks for the universe, but it's cool for you because now we get to work with the likes of Einstein and Merlin to hop around through time in order to stop everything from collapsing and save the universe. No pressure. You can play as one of 4 classes, each with its own unique set of abilities. You have the Time Warrior, who specializes in brute force and close range attacks. Then you've got your Chronomancer, a specialist in magic and ranged attacks. Then you've got the Shadow Blade. These are stealth, speedy ninja types. And finally, you've got the Quantum Fixer, who specializes in healing and support. As you destroy the in-game enemies, they'll drop coins and NFTs that can be sold on the secondary marketplace.
There are 2 types of NFTs. The cosmetic ones are things like weapon skins and emotes that don't provide you any in-game stats or competitive advantage, but they are a way for you to show that you have some experience inside of the game. The utility ones, they include our forges, armories, and time wardens. With all of those combined, you can craft and make your own NFTs as well.
I've personally spent a ton of time playing this game, and the feel of the open world brings me back to when I first discovered and played Zelda Breath of the Wild, one of my all-time favorite games. And the time travel element, well, that really reminds me of Chrono Trigger, an obvious influence behind this game. Think about it. Both games have you traveling back and forth to the end of time. And Big Time is working on an Epoch City. The time machine in Chrono Trigger was called Epoch. Is it all coming together? However, unlike Breath of the Wild and Chrono Trigger, many of these challenges in Big Time weren't designed to be taken on alone.
Big Time is best enjoyed with friends. If you have a larger group, then generally you can find more NFTs and you can level up a little bit faster and you can find some of the more rare items.
The Web3 gaming community has jumped all over this one too.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time. They've assembled an absolute rock star team. Individually, they've contributed to games like Fortnite, God of War, Gears of War, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Overwatch, and the way you can actually earn tokens in this game, it's really cool and super fair.
So we didn't do an IDO or an ICO. The only way you can get it is from in-game play. Not even the CEO himself is gonna get an initial allocation of tokens. He's gonna have to grind to get some. As you play the game, you can pick up the token as loot. So as you beat mobs or bosses, you can pick up that token. Yes, it will be an item that you can withdraw to a DEX as well, but the way we tried to build the utility of it, it's meant to stay inside of the game.
Another exciting element of Big Time is the concept of space, your own personal metaverse within Big Time.
Space is our land NFT. We did do a land sale and we sold space as a part of that. But the idea is that it's very much a player's own private area. That space owner is the bouncer and the party manager as well.
Imagine all of the time and places that you can build into this game as it evolves. This game literally could have you battling anywhere with anyone or anything in history.
We've teased some content on Dinosaur Canyons, which is almost like a cowboy and dinosaurs themed area. But at the same time, we've also tease content on some futuristic looking worlds, almost like something out of Blade Runner. We've teased some content on an Atlantis themed world, and all of that fits within the general timeline lore. So as you use your personal pocket universe to travel back and forth in time, that gameplay varies significantly.
Want to get in and play big time yourself? Well, it's currently in a private invite-only early access, but it's pretty easy to get in still. All you have to do is get in their Discord and be an active part of the community, and you're very likely to earn an early access pass so you can get in and play and start earning. I'm super excited to jump back in, so jump in and play with me. Maybe I'll see you at the end of time. I'm eFlow. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe here at Hard Fork Gaming, and we'll keep hunting down that alpha daily.